Two loud bangs, and 41 people were dead. An unprecedented disaster that not only ripped the infrastructure, but left survivors and society severely bruised. It's a year later, and I meet up with Rose Mashaba, a resident who lives a stone throw away from the scene.
There was a big bang. Then when we wake up, my son, the one who passed on, he came to my room and said, "Mama, did we hear that massive bang?" Then I was like, then we went out. Then some of us went in. Then when the second or the third bang, it was where my kids banged and our house was on fire. Everything was on fire. We just thank the trees are the ones that saved us.
Her son, his wife, and her daughter were all home for Christmas, but they didn't live to tell the tale. Life was never the same again.
Those kids were the ones who were supporting us. Now it was hard, very hard, more than hard. Sometimes our lights are off because we are owing municipality. Sometimes we don't have food, but there are people who are coming through for us, like Sikalo Food. They are giving us a voucher. We buy food, but it's not that enough because we are 4 families in that voucher of 4,000. But it's something. I don't want to lie. Then another sponsor was Jacaranda. Jacaranda FM. They gave us 50,000. Then it's the one that helped us repaint the inner part of the house because it was dark.
Mashaba says they were made to register for a relief grant offered by the government, a lifeline of about 1,900, which they registered for in February. She says they're still waiting. The family's loss has even affected her grandchildren, who till this day are calling their parents' names.
The 4-year-old, Nyeleti, when he comes here, because they are staying with the maternal grandmother, then they come here, we call them sometimes weekends, they come to see us. He'll go, if the time their father's car was still here, he'll go into that car and say, Coach, where are you? Then he'll go to the gym. The father has a gym in the yard. He'll go there, Coach. He'll go to the room. Like you can see, Nyeleti is looking for both the parents. Then we have pictures there. He'll talk to the picture and say, Mommy, I'm talking to you. Where are you? Because you can see Nyeleti knows, but the little one doesn't know anything.
You'll remember the Philander couple who visited a month after the explosion. Although lucky enough to survive it, pain was palpable in their faces. Alvis needed surgery to be able to regain the use of his arms. The unbearable pain from his wife's burn wounds had her calling for help from her helpless husband. Alvis suffered more burn wounds, but all he kept on telling me was how worried he was about his wife. The eldest son had to leave his job in order to take care of them. Months later, Alvis has gone through surgery, and they have both recovered.
Most of it did heal, but not completely on the inside. As I'm still struggling with my left side, there's still a lot of irritation. I can't stand too long. There's a certain time at night that I just have to rest, to put my legs straight on the sofa, or on the couch, or maybe on the bed, so that I can just relax. My body needs to relax on a certain time.
And you, Alvis, how are you doing?
From my side, it's the same basically, because on the inside, especially when the sun is so hot and you're walking in the sun, there's like it's like a needle punch, you see, and there's this itching coming when the heat is too heavy and when you're walking in the heat.
Although the couple has gone through surgeries, including skin grafts, burn marks remain a constant reminder of the trauma they had to endure. Alvis returned to work in June, lauding the treatment he received from the Pulusong hospital where he had been treated. But the months they spent healing cost them a lot.
Financially, he drained us big time, where we couldn't even cope with the rent. So it wasn't easy. You see, like our rent, then my kids is in a school, transport, need to pay school fees, need to be paid, food. We're a big family of 7, so it's not easy. We're still struggling. Although
Christmas preparations are underway, The couple say they are not looking forward to it, as it may trigger traumatic memories of the incident. They reiterate that they don't harbour any animosity towards the driver of the truck who was released from custody.
I hope we do get justice. But you know, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. I don't hold the truck driver much accountable for what happened. Because that day, on that very same day where it happened, I was with him. He spoke to me. I was actually the one who helped him with my neighbor, the ones who were still staying here. And then they moved. They moved on the Christmas day. I think I was in hospital. So I don't hold the driver accountable, but I do hold the guest company accountable, because the driver was just told what to do.
Efforts to heal the physical and emotional wounds of the survivors, as well as the grief felt by families of the victims, is an ongoing process. They pick up the pieces with the hopes that their lives will be restored to some form of normalcy someday. With the work also underway to fix the badly damaged bridge, which is a painful reminder of that fateful day, community members will come together on Sunday to reflect on the day their lives were irrevocably changed a year ago. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Mnisi in Boksburg.